Hello my friends, SAmaryllis here to play a demo of a game called Bonds of the Zodiac. Bonds of the Zodiac doesn't have a release date set quite yet, but if you're interested in following along, you can check it out on Steam. I will say the developer reached out to me and said I might be interested in playing this demo, so thank you for giving me a heads up to take a look at this game. First thing I will say is that when I first tried to launch this, the demo did crash and immediately relaunched, so I don't know if there's something going on with the optimization of the game, but that might be worth looking into. And then additionally, I will also say it feels like my mouse cursor is lagging behind a little bit somehow. Or maybe it's just because the contrast makes it hard to see against the background, so I'm losing sight of where the mouse cursor is. But maybe if that could be adjusted to be more visible, and or if there truly is a performance issue, that might be worth considering as well. Let's take a look at the options right away. Doesn't look like there's very many accessibility options. Language right now doesn't let you see them, but has you click through them. Music volume and sound effects volume are the only other settings that are available at this time in the demo, though of course more could be added when the full game is out. So let's go ahead and get started playing this game. From what I see, it's kind of more of a narrative-driven game, so we'll see how it goes from there. When I was a child, both of my parents passed away. I can barely remember their faces now. My grandmother took me in, but sadly, she passed away as well, leaving me all alone. Close your eyes, you can still hear her voice and remember the story. Oh, well, Zodiac related game. That makes sense.
その順番の年に自分の名前をつけることができるだろう。その時、猫とネズミは最高の友達でした。しかしネズミはレースの話を聞くと、どんな手段を使ってでも勝ちたいと思いました。猫もレースに参加したいと思い、ネズミに言いました。私は寝ているから、レースの日の朝に起こしてくれると信じているよ。しかしレースの日の朝、ネズミは猫を起こさず、猫を置いて出発しました。レースの最終部分で、ネズミは先頭を走っていた雄牛の背中に飛び乗りました。ネズミは軽かったので、雄牛はネズミが背中に乗っていることに気づきませんでした。ゴールが近づくと、ネズミは雄牛の背中から飛び降り、十二支で1位になったのです。猫はまだ寝ていて、最良の友達であるネズミが起こしてくるのを待っていましたが、ネズミに裏切られたことに気づいていませんでした。
Yes, so if anyone's familiar with the, I guess it's not really a Chinese zodiac because it's also applicable in Japan as well for Lunar New Year and things like that, but that is the classic story. Grandma! We are at a cemetery. Out in the countryside. Huh, a talisman and a paper note. Who left them here? Okay. The mouse does seem smoother now that we're in here and not in the menu. I will also say I think that the art during the storytelling portion was very pretty. I really like the style. Ooh, okay. So walking seems a little, I don't know, a little laggy as well. But let's go ahead and look at this. Monkey talisman. Pick that up. Help us, Ray. We will be waiting in the flower forest. Okay. Can I take this with me? Oh, you can see the back of it. Okay. Okay, I don't know how this menu up top got brought up, but I kind of wish it would go away because it's locking me into this camera angle right now. Can I press escape? Nope, resume. Oh, there is controls options now. WAS to move, left mouse to interact, right mouse is access inventory, and then escape is to pause the game. Okay, so that was helpful. I was locked into that because I apparently right-clicked on the letter trying to turn it around. Yeah, I don't know. It's making me a little bit motion sick how like the WASD is working. But let's go ahead and safely cross the street. We did see a truck come by. Maybe I shouldn't have crossed over. There is what looks to be a bus stop over here. Also, I'm not a native Japanese speaker by any means, or even at all, but the voice acting sounded pretty good during the beginning session as well. So we are trying to go to the flower forest. Town looks to be to our left, and non-civilization seems to be to our right, so we'll go over here. I don't know what the rules are for safe walking on a highway. I think you're supposed to go opposite of traffic so that oncoming traffic will see you, and you can see oncoming traffic too. There's some ox prints, perhaps. Horse prints, footprints. They seem to belong to a cow or perhaps an ox. Okay. Looks like a flower forest here. Flower forest, yep. So I do know a little bit of Chinese, and I did recognize flower here, and then this is a bunch of radicals for the wood radical, I guess it's called. The top of the roof is clipping out, but that just looks very forest-like as well. And then Japanese does borrow a lot from Chinese characters. Pressing shift did not allow me run, so hopefully there are no chase scenes in this game because you will just be walking slowly. I will say I like the really bright colors. It really gives a sense of a super bright, sunny summer day, and I like how saturated everything is. I don't know whose land we're walking on right now, but hopefully it's all good for me to be walking this way in someone's farm. There's a building over there. I'm gonna assume this is the flower forest. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling a teensy bit motion sick with how the camera is. Hopefully it's not affecting anyone here too badly. But the music seems nice so far. We got more footprints, hoof prints. The footprints seem to lead to the flower forest. Are they connected to the note? Very advanced animals who are able to write notes. Maybe it is a fruits basket situation where they are sometimes humans and other times animals. Yeah, just moving the camera around makes me feel a little motion sick, and I'm not really sure why. I think it's just like the blur, or maybe the feeling that it's lagging a little behind me. So I'll try not to move it too much. This does seem like a good game for controller too. Maybe I should have tried my controller. It would probably make for a smoother camera and maybe less motion sickness. Alright, so I think this is a shrine. There's more hoof prints over there. Shrine! The shrine is not open this time of the week. Okay. You know what? I am going to try the controller. I don't know if it said there was any controller support at all, but if it's going to make the camera a little smoother... Okay, ooh, okay. So, you can use the controller. I'm using a GameCube controller plugged into my computer. So, hopefully it should be good. I don't know what the other menu is, or what the other button is for... okay, so I can't... Controller support is not really supported. Oh, I quit the game by accident, my bad. We'll start it over again. I might need to cut to where we got there. I pressed quit because I thought it was going to close the menu. But yeah, it doesn't look like controller support is necessarily very complete at this time, but I do feel like this kind of game would work pretty well with a controller. So I'll use controller just to walk around, and then I might just have to switch back to the mouse. And I'll skip past this. Sorry for that. Okay, so we are back. I did have to sit through the whole cutscene again in the beginning, but we are back at the shrine. Let's just check out the back of it while we have the time. But yeah, it looks like we are not going to the shrine right now because it is closed, and I am trying to use the controller again just because I do think it helps a little with the motion sickness, as long as I'm not actually turning the camera. So we'll go ahead and try this out. I did accidentally find out the way to open the menu as well, which is the left shoulder button on my GameCube controller. But yeah, the functionality is not fully implemented, and I don't really blame the developer at all, just because, I mean, they didn't officially say that controller was supported. So I'm just using it because it is helping me a little bit with the motion sickness and keeping the camera steady. My sensitivity on my mouse is probably too high, and it's making the camera jerk all over the place. Not very comfortable. But yeah, I do still really like the music so far. Oh, there's more here that we're going to examine. Oh, can't inspect. Okay, it's just giving us more clues. Oh, okay, well. Guess we're not very good at hiking around big boulders in our path. Oh, cat just woke up. Found out they were late. Yeah, I really do like the brushy art style that they used. Very pretty. If anyone's not familiar with the Zodiac story, skittering mouse, it is a little odd that there's no narration right now, when there was in the beginning. Oh, we jailed the cat too, for violence against animals. I feel like all carnivores would get jailed by God, though I guess God just doesn't want anyone murdering in his palace. Huh? Where am I? What was that weird dream I had? Oh, there's a cat. It's caged. All right, let's go look at it. Get lost. What? I said, get lost. Didn't you hear me? You can talk? You can talk? How is that possible? You entered a sacred place, the realm of the Jade Emperor and the Garden of 12 Zodiac. The ability to speak is normal for us spirits. What? The Garden of 12 Zodiac? The Jade Emperor? It's just like the story my grandmother used to tell me. Did you ask for help? Did you ask for help? Huh? Help? I can't believe this. They have finally got fed up with him. Serves them right. Especially the rat. That stupid rat has the guts to ask for freedom after taking mine? Screw him. I hope he suffers for all of eternity. I will say this cat definitely looks like they can slip through the bars here. And I guess we're taking a more simplistic approach because there's no eyes on this cat. I will say another piece of feedback I have is it would be nice to be able to choose when to progress in dialogue rather than having it go at a set pace. Maybe someone, wants to take a drink of water, or maybe they're a slower reader. It would be nice just to have that be an option, like have a press A to progress kind of thing, rather than just having it go directly. So we've got stairs going up. And we've got a really nice bridge over here. I'm not actually sure where we fell from, because we fell from the cliffside, which I am not actually sure which cliff I fell down from. So I'm not sure which way I'm supposed to go, but I'll go across the bridge and then maybe I'll see if I get stopped. But yeah, look at how pretty this is. What a nice view. We'll check over here, and then we'll hopefully stop moving the camera so much because I'm getting motion sick again. Uh-oh, looks like there's a lot of paths here. I am curious what the plot is. Because the monkey was the one who wrote the note saying they needed help. But the rat was mentioned. So I wonder who they're fed up with. Very curious. And sorry, the thing I was going to say before during the cutscene was that if you haven't heard of the Zodiac story before, the dragon did not come in first because they had to stop by and bring a rainstorm to, I think, a farmland that needed water, or there was a fire that needed putting out, something like that. I always thought that was funny because making excuses for why the dragon, who flies and can cross a river very easily, wouldn't be first place. I feel like I am walking in circles, so perhaps I am not supposed to go the direction of the bridge. Speaking of rivers, maybe that's where I'm supposed to cross. It's like you cross the river. That was kind of the whole race as well. So this might all be going in circles. I am trying to keep the camera steady with my mouse, but you know, my sensitivity is a little too high, I think. Okay, let's cross back over the water. I think maybe that's thematic, right? Same with the story. So we'll go ahead and cross here, and then I'll let go of my mouse so I'm not turning around looking so much. And hopefully this is the right direction. Going back up. Sorry, I'm just not going to turn my camera. Jade Emperor, leave. Oh, we're going to keep going. This is a sacred realm. You are an outsider. There is no place for you here. I can't leave. I can't leave yet. I received a note asking for help. There is no one here for you to help. You coming here is Ox's doing. He won't have his ways. The bonds cannot be broken. I won't forgive him. He plagued the minds of others. Everyone except the monkeys. He is the only bright one out of the Zodiac. The monkey was the one who sent the note. Okay, well, that's the end of that, I guess. So we're gonna keep going. This is reminding me more and more of Fruits Basket, actually. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I do remember that the character who was God became quite the villain. Okay, so perhaps this is not where we are supposed to go because there is no other path. So maybe now we cross the bridge? Maybe it was preventing us from going forward because of that? Otherwise, I'm about to head back the exact same way, and I apologize in advance for that. Oh, huh? Did that just appear out of nowhere? That scared me. Okay, we're going in that mysterious door. I guess that was the reason why everything kept looping back. I am not sure what that character is, but I think it has an animal radical to the left. Maybe, if I'm remembering right. I think like dogs also have that. This is not the word for dog, but whoop, let's go into the bright light. Huh? Where am I? Oh my gosh, the doors are behind us. Okay, we'll pass through. Hopefully no jump scares. I don't think I had horror in the tags on this game, so hopefully not. It's not the game I want to play. Alright, we are now in a new forest area. There's a water down there. I guess we'll... Ooh, sorry with the camera. I guess we can check this out. Is this a tiger? Oh, it's Monkey. Ah, we meet at last. What do you mean? What do you mean? Maybe that was the character for Monkey. I was the one that sent you here, with Ox's help, of course. Yes, the Jade Emperor is quite out of touch. Why did you send me here? The Ox and the Monkey are in it together. We, the spirits of the Zodiac, need your help to set us free. The bond that we share with the Emperor, once considered a blessing, has slowly over time turned into a curse. We wish to be free from this eternal bond and immortality. We have lived long enough. How do I set you free? What about the Emperor? What was that dark space? What was that dark space I crossed to come here? Yeah, so I guess what the cat mentioned was they're getting tired of the Jade Emperor. That is a liminal space, a passageway between the realms. Every Zodiac realm is connected to the garden by portals, which can only be entered by the one who holds the respective Zodiac talisman. Okay, so I only have the monkey talisman right now. What about the Emperor? What about the Jade Emperor? He refuses to accept the wishes of the Zodiac. To him, the bond is sacred and must not be broken. He blames the Ox for the shift in the Zodiac, as he was the first one to rebel. How can I set you free? How can I set you free? I have tricked the Emperor by playing to his liking. As a reward, I received his blade, which has the power to sever the ties. Use the blade from the stand behind you to cut the strings of all the Zodiac, including myself. The blade behind me. So is it back here? You would think you would keep the blade on your person and not give it to anyone at all. Okay, we've got the Emperor's knife. We're gonna hold it with our peasant mortal hands, and we're gonna chop. I don't know if I'm convinced that I should be setting them free. It sounds like they're just tired, which perhaps is not enough. Oh, okay. Let's chop chop.
Finally. I can feel the curse lifting from my chest. Be sure to free the other Zodiacs as well.
Huh? What? The blade broke? Uh-oh. One-time use.
It seems the Jade Emperor's caught up to us.
Oh, caught has an O instead of an A.
It was only a matter of time before we noticed. I didn't think it would be this soon. I trust you to find another way to free the rest of the Zodiac. I'll leave the talisman of the horse in your care. Farewell, and thank you.
Oh yeah, if I had noticed what the character was on the monkey talisman, I would have noticed that was the same one on the door. The monkey has been freed. Okay, well, blade is broken. The monkey is gone. I will take the horse talisman. And yes, you can see horse up here. That's kind of interesting. Is it... I guess I just assumed that this was like a Japanese-based game because the narration in the beginning was Japanese and, you know, called the grandmother Obachan. This is the simplified character for horse, which I don't think Japanese characters use the simplified form, the simplified Chinese Mandarin character form. I thought they still used the traditional form because, I mean, that's when they split off from the other language, I guess. I don't know. I don't know enough about Japanese, but this really surprised me because, yeah, this is simplified version of the word horse. Okay, well, oh god, sorry with the camera. We have to find a horse portal now. I don't know if we can just go back through the monkey portal and then we'll find another one for horse. So it doesn't look like there's any other portals here. It just goes from place to place, it seems like. But let's go ahead and go forward. Oh, did we go directly to the horse? Oh, maybe this is the end of the demo. They're just giving us a preview of all the other places we have to save. Rooster. Is that... I'm not sure what that was. Maybe that was the ox. I think that might have been rabbit, and then that might be goat. That's the rat. Dog.
I'll set you free. Every one of you.
Okay, you completed the demo. Wishlist the main game on Steam. Okay, so let's go for final thoughts. I will say I really like the music. I think it fits quite well. It's interesting. It's nice to listen to. It's not too overwhelming. The little cicadas rattling around are nice as well. Like the footstep sounds were pretty fine. I think the visuals are pretty. I like how bright the colors are. I like the color palette that was chosen. Let's see. Let's talk about maybe some of the things that could be improved upon. So I definitely feel that controller support would be really great for this game just because there's not a lot of like high action combat and like quick time events and things like that. It would be nice just to be able to use a controller to be able to play this in a relaxing fashion. I will say I'm not sure how to improve the camera, but I think there needs to be some work done on the camera just because somehow just using WASD to move around as well as using the mouse to change the camera made me feel quite motion sick. And then, of course, on the controller, which is not officially supported, so I understand, but the C-stick, moving the camera was also extremely jerky. So that's definitely one thing I would look to improve upon. And then the last thing is, I'm not really sure how strong and compelling the story is at this point. I'm not entirely convinced that the animals need to be freed or what their exact plight is. I'm not really understanding that. So if maybe some more narrative work could be done to convince me for why the Jade Emperor, is worth disobeying, God is worth disobeying, and like what
actually the curse means to the animals, because right now it just sounds like, oh, I'm tired of being immortal, and I'm not really understanding much else there. Otherwise, the story also seems fairly simplistic. Maybe you'll get more in the main game, but it kind of starts off with the girl who's all alone in the world. I almost wonder what would happen if I had gone towards town instead of going towards the forest. Right now it just seems kind of like a more simplistic puzzle-solving game, which is fine if it's just, intended to be more of an atmospheric game, maybe a little closer to a walking simulator with soft puzzles. That's okay too. But yeah, for right now, it doesn't really, I guess, necessarily capture me. The other positive thing I'll mention, I forgot to talk about this in the beginning, but I really, really like the artwork that was done during the story of the Jade Emperor. I really like the brush textures, and just everything looked really nice when they were telling that story. And also the voice acting was quite good during that time too. So I want to commend the folks who did that. That being said, this was SAmaryllis playing the demo of Bonds of the Zodiac. If this game is something that you're interested in, you can wishlist it on Steam to keep an eye on when it is released. And thank you again for the developer for suggesting me to play this game. Sometimes I get suggestions that don't actually line up quite well with the games I like to play, but I think this one is quite within the realm of the ones I've enjoyed so far. So thank you for watching. I hope you have a good time and that you had a great day. Remember to be kind to yourself and to others. Goodbye!